Okay. Hello, hello. All right. Let's see. It is September 7th, 2023. It's around 12 o'clock, so it's pretty late in the day. Uh, Last time I posted, I was pretty upset because of the headaches I was having every morning. But today I had a headache, but since I've been trying to go towards a more optimistic perspective, um I'm managing it better. I still had to like sit there and like cope with it a bit. I did my yoga stretches because that actually does work. I do yoga stretches near my neck, and that really helps to clear up the headaches. Right now, it like is like slightly hurting right here. Both. The moment I woke up, like my both sides of my brain were hurting, which is not a good sign because that might mean that because the last scan there was sign that it was spreading to the left side of my brain because my cancer is technically only on my right side. That's why I have left side weakness. But if it spreads to the left side of my brain, then that's terrifying because then I'll have right hand weakness, and that's my dominant hand. So that is something I would rather avoid as much as possible. So fingers crossed. Let's see. So, yeah, no, I'm emotionally in a better place today because I'm able to mentally cope with the headaches and I'm not devastated. Uh, it's still a bummer. It is definitely a bummer to wake up with a headache every day, but I am dealing with it and it's better. And I am better emotionally. Also, and I think it's also that I got mad this morning and my anger is very good method of motivation because I saw this video and it's this vegan doctor that is advocating to say that the ketogenic diet is terrible and it causes cancer and heart disease and stuff like that. And I'm like, okay, why? And she's like, it's because meat is bad for you and keto diets are so meat centric. It's like, no, they're not. It's actually low protein. It's very low carb. Keto is very low carb and like very small amount of protein, right? Because protein still spikes insulin and stuff, so you don't want too much protein. You just need it a little bit. There's like vegetables that are low carb, lots of fats, and then a small amount of protein. That is what the keto diet is. But this lady was acting like every keto diet is, eat bacon for every meal. like no, that's not what the keto diet is. It can be that eating a bacon centric meal with meat, and because carnivore diet is technically keto, right? But we're not talking carnivore. She was talking keto in general, like blanket statement keto diet as the cause of cancer and heart disease. So that ticked me off because the fact is, I was vegan. I used to be vegan for years. But you know what foods are vegan? Bread is vegan, pasta is vegan, sugar is vegan, like most of it. Sometimes some sugars aren't technically vegan, but that's like this thing where they use bone from animals to bleach sugar. So not all sugar is vegan. That is important to know. But that's not health related. That's just sugar and still. Um so I am very familiar with veganism. Like I researched it, I lived it for years. Years. Like it's but the thing is I didn't do vegan for health reasons. It was for animal welfare reasons. Like I wanted to advocate for better treatment of animals. So like even now I uh I drink almond milk, right? And then if I buy eggs, I only buy pasture raised eggs, which are like, $8 a carton. But, they treat the chickens better. So that's all I want is that the animals get treated a little better if they're going to be killed or like used for animal byproducts. It's like that's all I'm asking for is that we don't, you know, mass contain birds in a warehouse and then kill them and think that's perfectly humane. It's like no. I'm saying less. That's why I don't actually try to eat too much meat, is that I still care about animal welfare. But this lady, she was completely on this bandwagon of meat is the cause of heart disease and cancer and diabetes. And I'm just like, that makes no sense. Like, that makes no sense at all. Sugar is the cause of all of those things. And it's, I have sniffles. Yeah, it's fine. Man, no, she pissed me off. Like, but the thing is, you can be a vegan and keto. It's just hard. Because, um, sorry, my nose is sniffly, and it's gross, but whatever. Like, you can be vegan and keto. It's just very difficult because being vegan's already limiting a lot of things. But and veganism's easy if you have carbs. Like, I ate pasta every freaking day when I was vegan. But you know what? I was vegan for so many years and I still got brain cancer, and it's because I was eating a fuck ton of carbs. And if I was a keto vegan, I would have probably never got cancer. Um, but whatever. And probably a vegan diet could be good for you. Like a plant-based diet it might be helpful, but I can't mentally handle doing keto vegan. It's a maybe. It's not that hard, but I'd be so bored. I'm already bored of eating keto. Like, I'm already like, do I want to eat chicken today or do I want to eat salmon? It's like, it'd be really boring because the food variation becomes difficult when you limit it to that extent. Because like vegan keto, I could eat an avocado every freaking day with salads and like keto coffee and like all that kind of stuff, but would I be happy? I don't know, maybe. It depends. I'm sure there's more interesting keto vegan methods, but for me, I'll go more. Okay, you know what? I will try a more vegetarian keto. Yeah, not vegan because I still want eggs. I don't think I'd go vegan again. That's too much. I need some enjoyment in my life, and that would be some meat. So, anyways, I hate this doctor. I don't even care about her name, but she is the type of vegan that I hated as a vegan. Because there's the thing in the vegan community, they're so toxic. They are the most toxic people I have ever met. Like, they absolutely are so close-minded on what they believe that they're not actually listening to other people's opinions at all. Right? So she believes that keto is bad, just straight up. She's like, don't do keto. And that's all her video was about, is that keto is bad for you. You shouldn't do keto. Like, she didn't even consider vegan keto. She was just straight up telling people ketogenic diets cause cancer and heart disease. And I'd like to literally go up to her and be like, I was vegan and I got brain cancer. So what the fuck do you mean? Right? So it's like, yeah, no, she needs to actually open up her mind. And she made me so mad. But anyways, I don't know what my point was. I just needed to see. I am driven by anger. I think anger is one of my biggest motivators. The thing is, I wanted to talk about is so I have headaches, right? And I'm doing all this holistic stuff with a bunch of turmeric and I did green tea extract. I'm doing pomegranate extract because it's also, I think, does the polyphenol things, and polyphenols help prevent cancer by protecting your cells from free radicals. It's, a bunch of scientific terms. It's all accurate. It's just I don't want to I'm not a doctor. I'm not a scientist. I'm not a professional. Okay? I just research a fuck ton of stuff, and I'm throwing everything at me that says fights cancer, and turmeric is one of those things, right? turmeric and ginger. Ginger and turmeric are really good at fighting cancer. So I started taking ginger shots. Where's my camera? There? Yeah. This is like an elderberry. Elderberry with ginger and I think black pepper. It has purified water, chamomile, organic ginger juice, honey, lemon. So it has a little bit of sugar in it, but it's not too much. And it's like 4 grams of sugar. It's not bad. It's not keto technically, but it doesn't take me out of keto. And I don't. It's not like it's very small. It's not like it's literally called a shot, right? So it has cherry, it has lemon juice, it has. What is that? I can't. Am I blind? I can't read. Got turmeric juice. So it has basically all the stuff that is healthy for you in general. And in the past, I would have never drank these because I'm just like, why would I care about these? But if I need a little bit of, they also have probiotics. So probiotics are something you actually need when you're in chemo and cancer treatment, because the chemo, the antibiotics, they're killing your gut biome. So you're not processing food in the way that's like benefiting you as much, you know? So you need to get your probiotics and restore your gut biome. So this has probiotics. I'm gonna start drinking these more often. They taste horrible. They taste absolutely horrible. But my point was is that that day when I was the last video I filmed, when I was upset that I was having headaches and I drank this because I just had it at home in my fridge, my headache went okay. It cleared up. And I was just like, is it because it tastes so horrible that it got rid of my headache, or what is it? So I had my brother buy me like 4 of these, and they're in my fridge now. They taste absolutely disgusting. Elderberry is also good for you. I forget what it does, but it has anti-cancer effects. So it's turmeric, ginger, black pepper, elderberry, lemon juice. Basically, just a tiny shot of stuff that is anti-cancer. And I'm gonna start drinking these more often. Also, it has probiotics and vitamin C and zinc. So it's just good for you in general, right? I'm guessing the honey is what's probiotic about it. Honey is probiotic. It's just not very keto. So, anyways, I'm gonna start drinking these at least like once a week. And I have a slight headache right now. It's not debilitating. It's not enough to like make me upset. I'm gonna, take the shot. Oh, it tastes so bad. It tastes awful. It's mainly the ginger. Like, it's like biting. It's like eating just raw ginger with like a scoop of black pepper on it. It's like spicy and it burns. It's so bad. But yeah, my headache's gone. Maybe it's a placebo. Maybe it's the shock of how horrible it tastes that makes my brain forget about the freaking headache. But it works. So if you have a headache, take a terrible shot of one of those things. You get it at Walmart. It's like $3. That's the thing. It's a little expensive for such a tiny shot, so I can't stock up on it. But I like it. It doesn't taste good. It does not taste good. Okay. But yeah, I firmly believe that keto does help prevent cancer and heart disease and diabetes. But there's a lot of videos coming out lately that are like, cancer is caused by keto. And I'm just like, okay, no. You don't have any actual evidence of that at all. Like, there's no evidence that keto causes cancer. Okay. Eating bacon every day might cause cancer. And that's a different thing. Just because you're eating bacon doesn't mean you're gonna be fully keto, but like processed meats can cause is a carcinogen, so it can cause damage to your mitochondria, which causes cancer. So yeah, it depends. Like, what kind of ketogenic person are you talking about? Like, are you talking about someone that's not eating any vegetables at all, and they're literally eating bacon for every meal and with a steak that's coated in butter? It's like, yeah, they're probably not that healthy, you know? Like, you can't just blanket statement that keto is bad for you. Like, no, you can't just state that and like argue that it's bad. And then one of her defenses was that she was on Fox News, um, debating about it with someone that was a keto advocate. I'm just like, that means nothing. That literally, a doctor on a news channel, especially Fox News, means literally nothing. They are the most, they're the least trustworthy person of all. I would trust any YouTuber that is anti keto over a fucking like a doctor on Fox News that is anti keto. It's like, you make no sense. It's actually more biased, if anything. I have my green tea to wash down that terrible taste. It has lemon in it. Lemon's good for you because vitamin C, but it also I think it slows down the glucose absorption in the body with the acetic acid. I'm not I'm not educated in health. I just Google a bunch of stuff, and then the thing is, like, the more I Google, everything just starts to come together and kind of make sense. I wish I could have, like, I don't know, wrote it out better, which I do. I do have a book with, like, all the health information about everything written down, but it's not cohesive. It's basically anything that makes sense to me I wrote down, right? Pomegranate extract is good for you because this and that, and it's just like, if I was to be, organized and actually make a proper book with what I've discovered through Googling, then it would be better. But I'm not organized. I am a pack rat. I am completely disorganized. I am chaotic, okay? And it's fine. I'm not here to prove anything. I'm just using myself as like a clinical trial almost. But I guess my argument was that technically it's like, if you hear anybody advocating that keto is bad for you, really listen to what they're saying and see if they're being biased, because this lady was being extremely biased. She wasn't actually saying anything scientific. She was just hating on meat eaters, which that's fine if you don't think you should eat meat, but that's not keto. Keto, like, if you're a vegan that hates carnivore, okay, that's fine, right? But don't hate on keto just because there's meat in the diet, right? That'd be hating anybody. Like, everybody eats meat, pretty much, right? That's why there's a thing called vegetarianism, because that's such a weird thing to do. To remove meat from your diet isn't, like, easy, right? So, like, there's no proof that keto is worse for you than any other diet. Like, but she wasn't looking at those numbers. She was just saying people that eat meat are more likely to be sick. Okay, and I'd be like, okay, well, were they eating carbs? Because most people eat carbs. Carbs are very delicious. Carbs are amazing. Human beings are programmed to like carbs, okay? And also to like meat, because it's just, like, I'm just picturing, like, people in the past, cavemen and stuff like that, being able to eat berries and honey. That was a rarity. That was something that was like a treat. That's like, oh my gosh, this tastes amazing. and it gave you a lot of energy, right? And then meat, you had to fight and like look and hunt and stuff. So meat was also something that was like a desire, right? So we're made to want carbs and protein because it's just in our freaking genetics, probably. And that's fine. That's how we are. But in a time of abundance, where we're basically surrounded by carbohydrates, like you can go to the dollar store and buy a loaf of bread, right? For $1, maybe even less. Like, so, and that's just a fuck ton of carbs. And it's not good for you. And that's just something we need to understand. And every morning I drink a keto mocha, which is uh coconut oil, coffee, uh cocoa powder, cinnamon, turmeric, and ginger, and a scoop of Elgato, which is monk fruit extract, which is like a sweetener. And then I put a little bit of the turmeric and a scoop of ghee, which is a clarified butter, and then a scoop of coconut oil, and I like blend it together. Excuse me. But I'm thinking the amount of fat that I put in it is a little too much. Because it makes me a little nauseous if I like if it's the first thing I eat. So right now I'm a little nauseous from the coffee because it's just straight up like 2 tablespoons of fat that I ate. So I have to like let my I think I need to eat some like a small bit of carbs with the coffee or add I need to add carbs to the keto coffee or something. Cuz what I generally do every day is I stop eating at night after 12. Like, if it's 12 o'clock, no more eating, right? Or it's usually around 9 o'clock. 9 o'clock, I stop eating, and then I don't eat anything until like in the afternoon. So my first meal was around 12 o'clock, right? So I'm technically partially fasting, like a very small fast. I switch it up. Sometimes I do intermittent fasting where it's like a little bit longer. Sometimes I do like all day, like a 24-hour fast, but that makes me really tired. So I'm trying to avoid that because I feel like I'm not getting enough nutrients from that. I need like my bath towel. I'll clean it. I'll clean it because I have a bath towel. I don't have any tissue paper. But yeah, I think too much fat in one sitting makes me a little nauseous. So I'm a little nauseous right now because I'm also taking like a butt ton of supplements with it. So my stomach is like trying to process a butt ton of fat and a lot of capsules. So I really do need to start eating food with the capsule. I think capsules with keto coffee isn't a good thing. I need to just eat actual food with the supplements. Yeah, you know what? Write that down. Start doing that. And then later I could have a keto coffee or just plain coffee. Coffee is also good for your brain somewhat. There's mixed things. It's like it causes headaches, but it also rid of headaches, but it also has things in it that is cancer resistance, cancer prevention. There's people. I think there's a scientific study of people that drink 2 cups of coffee a day and how often those people get cancer. And it's like much more reduced in people that drink 2 cups of coffee every day, which does not make sense because wait, no, it does make sense. I drink a venti cold brew every single day, but I was putting sugar in it. So see, it all comes back to sugar. Too much sugar. Yeah, now I feel better. I think I just needed my tummy to settle. So I don't know. This vegan doctor that hates keto made me really mad. Because she's not actually hating keto, she just hates meat. You know? Don't act like you're only talking about keto because it's clickbait. You know? You're not actually hating on it. Because her whole thing, her whole spiel was that uh, ketogenic diets don't cure diabetes. It makes it worse. Or I'm just like, okay, why? Like, because there are signs that keto can make you more insulin resistance because you're not getting enough sugar to even produce insulin or whatever and stuff like that. No, but she wasn't saying that. She was saying that consuming fat clogged up your insulin receptors, making you insulin resistant. I was like, no, like that's not how keto works. It's not like eating all this fat is like just going straight into my blood, so my blood is full of fat. No, I eat so much fat that my body just gets rid of it and processes it. So she didn't make any sense on that. Now, if you were saying that the like what I said is that if you're saying not consuming enough sugar makes you insulin resistant, that's maybe that is something. Because keto isn't supposed to technically like cure diabetes. More like it helps because you're literally not consuming sugar, so you don't need as much insulin. Right? So if you're insulin resistant, you're going to be better. So it's just, it seemed very uneducated for someone who's technically a doctor. I don't know. It was, I don't want to like, I'm not going to name her. I'm just, because I don't even want to look up what her name was. That made me so annoyed. Just know that you gotta educate yourself and make your own decisions and your own opinions about things by getting a wide array of different people's opinions. This lady, I think, is just not. She's a little too close-minded. Because if she was advocating for, plant-based diets are healthy in general, that's fine, right? But no, she was advocating that keto is just bad without actual reasoning. And no, you gotta give, if you're hating on something, you gotta give better reasons, right? But anyways, oof, yeah, I need to think about how I break my fast in the morning. I swear, I get a little. Might be the fish oil tablets also. It makes me a little nauseous. It's not from the headache, because brain tumor headaches can also give you nausea, right? But I don't wake up nauseous. It's only after I take the supplements. It's probably the supplements. I can't just consume. I have this bowl, right? I fill this thing up with supplements, basically. And I think that's a little too. It does feel like a little too many supplements. But the serving sizes are a little too high. Like some of them, it says 3 capsules a day. I feel like I don't need 3 capsules a day. Ugh, yeah, I think it's the supplements. I gotta figure out like a better supplement system. I think I need to eat food with the supplements instead of keto coffee. So that's something I learned, right? We're learning. This is a learning process. I think the supplements aren't bad for me. It's just I need to eat them with actual food and not just fat coffee. Anyways, emotionally, I am better than last time. I am still, like, worried about the future. Like, the thought of getting my next MRI gives me a bit of anxiety. But, uh, uh, I'm looking more optimistically at it overall. And I'm more accepting of my situation also. I think I was also a lot more irritable about everybody around me. I didn't like being pitied. I didn't like people worrying about me. I didn't like when people looked at me and they're like already seeing me dead. And it was really bothering. And the main thing was that my dad was being very overbearing and constantly concerned about me, calling me from work to see if I'm alive, stuff like that. And I didn't like I appreciated that he cared about me, but I also felt like everything was much more worse than I perceived it to be. But I'm starting to accept his love, I guess is what it is. And he's starting to understand like my what's the word? My the barrier. Like my space. You know? For example, yesterday I didn't record because we had construction people here the whole time because my dad wanted to make my bathroom shower more accessible. He wanted to make it, no tub. It's just a walk-in so that I could just go in without having to raise my legs. He wanted to put handlebars in it. He wanted to make it just more accessible for me. He spent a lot of money on it. But I didn't mind that, you know? Because like even though I didn't need it, it's nice of him to spend money. And the thing is, I think the difference is when you change my shower, upgrade it basically, and give me handlebars. That means he thinks I will be around long enough where I'm gonna need those handlebars. And I think that's why I'm okay with it. Because he's looking to the future. You know? And before I was bothered by it because he was constantly acting like I'm about to die right now. When I am working so hard to extend my lifespan as much as possible. Right? I'm taking all these supplements, I am exercising, I'm doing keto, I'm just trying desperately to extend my lifespan. And here he is acting like I'm gonna die tomorrow. So now he upgraded my shower so that in the event that my cancer gets worse and I can't like walk or like shower by myself, I could still. He's giving me the freedom to still shower on my own. It's not like he installed a chair in the shower. No, he made it so that I can shower on my own in the event that I am less capable of doing things. So I think that's what it is. I think he's also starting to respect my space and my independence, and I am beginning to accept his concerns. And I think in that sense, me and my dad have both grown because he's starting to understand that I haven't given up and he shouldn't either. And so, in that sense, I have matured and he has matured as a 60-year-old man. But, and yeah, and I think that's making me feel better about that. Shower is nice, by the way. Glass door and everything. The handles aren't like excessively handicapped looking. It just looks like a nice handle so that if I slip, I have something to grab on. Stuff like that. So yeah. So my relationship with my dad's better in that sense because we've come to an understanding of what the goal is that I'm gonna try to live as long as I can and I want my independence still. Right? It's like it was the little things that was like initially bothering me. Is that anytime everything he would just let me know, and this is the kind of person he's always been. He'd be like, drive safe and all that kind of stuff. But this was a, make sure you hold on to the handrail when you're going down the stairs, walk slowly and all that kind of stuff. I'm just like, yes, Dad, I know, I know, I know. Basically any dad telling you stuff you already know. And it was annoying. But now he's more on the respect that my daughter is intelligent enough to do things for her own benefit, And so the relationship with my dad's gotten better in that sense. He's still worried for me, and I know he's worried, right? But I think he's comfortable enough to respect my respect that I know my own limitations. Like, I know if I'm capable of going down the stairs or not. If I can't do it, I will let you know. Because he was thinking of installing like the stair master thingy where it's like an old people elevator, and I'm just like, Dad, I can still walk. Like, don't install that, okay? And if it ever gets to that point, I'd rather just not go downstairs, and you could just be my freaking servant and bring me shit. I'm not gonna go downstairs if I'm not capable. So, yeah. And a lot of things have, like, I feel better overall about my situation. I'm not emotionally, because honestly, I was very like emotionally distraught last time. Um, but I've gotten to a point where I'm just like, we're gonna just keep going, right? We're gonna keep going. It's fine. Like, the situation could be worse, it could be better, but it is what it is, I guess. Not to be like cliche, but it is what it is. And I was reading some of my old like journal entries back when I like first got diagnosed, and one of the songs that apparently helped me when I first got diagnosed was "Let It Be," one of the Beatles songs. And yeah, honestly, yeah, I think that is a good song for people going through what I'm going through. Is that it's gonna be what it is, and you just gotta roll with it. In terms of the religious aspect, I do listen to worship songs every morning to like boost me up, and it helps. It really does help. I don't know where I am in terms of my faith, but I guess my faith has always been the same, is that everything that happens to me isn't something that is, caused by a different entity. It's not like God has given me cancer. Something that, the stuff that happens to you is just stuff that happens to you. And, shit sucks, right? But it's gonna be fine. And I do, I am starting to try to take on the optimistic aspect of just being thankful every day. Like, the fact that I am able to wake up every day after, after going to sleep and then waking up and then coming to my room, recording a video and complaining about stuff. I can post it. I'm able to do all this. This is all just time that I have, and I am existing today. And that's all that matters. It'll always be better. But the thing is, not really. Because before I had cancer, every day was still the same. I would go to work, I would complain about work, and then come home, play video games, and then the next day I just go to work, and then whatever. It's not like, I guess I was thinking of how different would my life be right now if I didn't have cancer. And it's like, it would be very different in the sense that I would just be going to work every day and whatever. Not saying that I'm glad I got cancer, but like my everyday is staying at home and just playing video games, watching videos, and just living, you know? And I don't know how different that would be if I didn't have cancer. It's like, well, how much different would my life be? Like, would I, like, yeah, I got my bachelor's degree in graphic design. Would I be a graphic designer now and be doing things in Dallas and, you know, working in a company? Would I be better off? Like, all the potential of my life could be different, but it might not be. I could just still be working as a server in a restaurant and be miserable, making decent money, but miserable. And then eventually I'll just die, right? We're all gonna die. I'm just lucky enough to have a lot of time to actually just appreciate it. I don't think I would be as thankful for being alive if I'm not facing death every day, you know? Because you don't appreciate it until you don't have it, is, I guess, the cliche thing to say is like, what's that one song by Passenger? You only need the light when it's running low. Yeah. That's what it is. It's like, I only appreciate life right now because I think it's gonna run out sooner than I expected. And that's the thing, is like, the truth is, we don't know when we're gonna die, right? Most people just don't know. Some people, like every day, that's what I say is when I look at the news and I see so and so died when they're 16. It's like, they didn't know they were gonna die at 16, right? That sucks. But then there's that evil side of me that's like, oh, thank goodness. I survived to be what I am, and they didn't, so it makes me feel better because I'm comparing my own situation to people that are already dead. I'm a terrible person, I know that. I've never been a good person, and I'm not the worst person, but I'm definitely not a good person. That's the thing. I enjoy the misery of others because it makes me feel better about myself. And I don't think I'm alone in that. I'm just not afraid to admit it. I do enjoy other people's misery because it's makes me feel better about my situation. Um, but yeah, I'm not a good person, but I'm not an evil person. All right. Um, I have grown to appreciate my situation, and every day is just a day to be thankful for. And you know, let's see how long we can get this going, right? What is it? It's been about 3 years since I had the glioblastoma diagnosis, right? And it's been a fun 3 years. I've changed a lot as a person, I think. Um, whether it's for good or for worse, I've changed a lot, and my perspective on the world is a lot different, and I appreciate things in a different way. Yeah. Let's see how long we can keep this going. Whether it's, you know, holistic random mumbo jumbo medicine. If it's keto, maybe keto will keep me going, maybe it won't. Maybe I'll be wrong completely and keto does nothing for me in the end. But, you know, no regrets, right? At least I am doing my best and climbing up that wall. Climbing a slope, really. It's a slope. Climbing that slope and just staying alive as long as I can. And that's all we all need to do, right? Thank you for watching. I think that's enough. That's like 45 minutes. It's a long video. Anyways, I will post again and we'll see how things go.